Hey guys, I'm AnnieChie's and Happy New Year! Obviously, we're in a brand new year, which means it's time to look back at the year we just had, and let's go through everything month by month, and I'll tell you what I got up to every month and how I feel about it and overall impressions, and just kind of nice to just look back at the year we just had. So the first 2 months I shall group together because it was mostly working together on the same things, January and February. In these months, I was mostly actually working on my Madoka cosplay, updating it heavily in the petticoat, the embellishments, the fit, all of that, and also working on starting my Rico cosplay, also for the World Cosplay Summit. In March, I lost my job. I've been working in fashion for quite a few years. It's actually the reason I moved to the current city I work in, and unfortunately they had to cut off some of the fashion production, which means I was unfortunately let go. Literally the week after I lost my job though, something really happy happened, and myself and MacLeod cosplay were guests at NadeshiCon 2023. So as Team Anime, we were guests, we judged the masquerade, which was so wonderful. The judges we were judging with were so much fun to hang out with, and we also hosted 3 panels. I'm really happy that these panels turned out, and a lot of you actually came out to them, so thank you so much for that. Due to some unexpected time off due to losing my job, I also did actually finish Rico in this time, which was a good way to spend that time while trying to also figure out what I was going to do. And luckily, the day we left NadeshiCon, the Monday afterward, I got a call for a job interview. That job interview did eventually lead into something which I'll get into next month. In April was Cape 2023, which was my local convention in Cornwall, Ontario, and Team Anime were again guests at this event. The highlight of Cape was definitely the fact that we got all the planetary Sailor Scouts together for a photo shoot. It is very hard to get together every planetary scout. The only scout we were actually missing was Chibi Moon, but we got the planetary one, so that's the important part for us. So that was absolutely wonderful, and everyone in the group was really lovely, and we had a lot of fun with that. And literally the Monday after Cape was my first day at my brand new job at Upper Canada Village, where I am now a historic costume specialist. Some of you may remember in my 2019 year in review that I mentioned doing an internship there in their costuming department, and that helped a lot, and I eventually got the job, and now that is my full-time career. This was an absolute dream job, and the only reason I'm including it in this year in review is because, of course, historic costuming, cosplay and costuming, it's very on topic, and of course, it definitely impacted the way I worked on everything for the rest of the year. The month of May, we started off with Fanaticon Brockville here in my hometown, where I was helping out with the cosplay competition. And this month I also went to Montreal for a day to help out Needle Workshop with a Cardcaptor Sakura photo shoot to promote their brand new patterns, which are absolutely lovely and you should definitely check out. And this whole day was actually just lovely. It was definitely very refreshing, very nice, and I got to work with Eric, which was wonderful. So it was just lovely people to work with, lovely photo shoot, and a lovely day. And in May, I nearly completed Madoka. There were just a few things left, like the shoes and the gloves at this point. Now in the month of June, this month I started working on my Yona cosplay, which was my Osu Parade cosplay for the World Cosplay Summit. And this month was heavily focused on getting all those forms ready for the World Cosplay Summit. There are a lot of things that need to get submitted. I've mentioned this a few times, and they're all mostly due at the very end of June. That's a little behind the scenes thing about that. Your audio files, your performance outlines, your different lighting cues. So in between my job, which is 6 days on work, 2 days off, 6 days on work, 2 days off, I was working on all of that, trying to get Yona done and getting all of these things done on deadline. Which means I also had to have basically all of Madoka, or as much of her as I could have done, ready so that I could submit the slideshow, which has all of our work in progress, essentially our build book slideshow. Although there isn't much to say about June, there was no events that I went to or anything, it was still busy just from that stuff alone. In July, it's very similar to June, it was mostly spent on WCS prep. No cons this time. I made most of and completely finished Yona, finished all my WCS prep, all the packing, everything. At the very end of the month, I headed over to my hometown for my twin sister's wedding before getting onto a plane to head to Japan. That was a very busy weekend. August. Unfortunately, I had to miss one of my favorite conventions, Attackathon, this year because, of course, myself and MacLeod Cosplay Team Anime were at the World Cosplay Summit. I don't even know where to begin about the World Cosplay Summit, which I haven't already said. I have an entire vlog about it and my trip to Japan, both separately, because there was just so much to say and so much to show. I spent basically the whole year preparing for the World Cosplay Summit, MacLeod and I, and it was worth it. It was amazing. It was a year's worth of preparation to go into this one 2-week span or few days span for the actual event, and it was incredible. It was the best cosplay experience of my life, maybe one of the best experiences of my entire life. I had been dreaming of doing this since I was very young. MacLeod and I did it, we made it, we were there, we were introduced as Team Canada at so many of these different events, like the red carpet parade. They made us feel like celebrities. They made us feel very, very special, which is a very unique feeling. You don't usually get that. The big part was that there we were in Japan, cosplaying in Japan with all of these people, all these other countries. Everyone behind the scenes of this event is just wonderful. It's more than just the teams that are there that you get to meet. And you're getting to hang out with them. You're getting to compare what cosplay culture is like in your own countries and stuff like that. It's really, really wonderful. It was also my first time flying as an adult. The only ever times I've ever flown somewhere was when I was a kid going on a family vacation. It's my first time traveling that far away from home ever. That was pretty big for me, right? Like I've never done something like that before. And I made it out of August with some amazing new friends that I just really hope to see again. Oh my gosh, some of the people I met, some of you maybe even watching this video, I miss you, I cherish you. I had such an amazing time meeting everyone. Even though sometimes I was a little frazzled because there was just so many people to meet and stuff, I wish I had more time to hang out with everyone, and I hope to make it maybe to some of your countries, maybe we get some of you to travel here. I hope to see some of you again, and I hope to travel to more international events maybe. Now September, which I originally didn't think was that busy until I really took a look at the month, and wow, I actually did quite a lot this month. We started off with Ottawa Comic Con, where myself and MacLeod as Team Anime were both judges for the masquerade. Myself, MacLeod, Little Al, and our organizer Shauna Kuramasha all ran a panel on different cosplay competitions and how they work, introducing people to maybe how the masquerade system versus international competitions like the World Cosplay Summit work. And yeah, we got some great questions. We almost went over time because we had a lot to say, but that was a really fun panel to run at Ottawa Comic Con. And then one Sunday in September, myself, Go Beyond Cosplay, and Honey Tea Photography went to the St. Raffles Ruins, and we did a photo shoot there with our original designs of Link and Zelda. These are not cosplays we made together. We did not intentionally create original designs to wear them together. We created them completely separately. They happened to complement each other very, very well, and it was just too good not to shoot it at a place that looks so regal and majestic like the St. Raffles Ruins. We have also now created an entire story for these versions of Link and Zelda, and there's 10 chapters of like a story written, so that's a thing now. Now, something about this month is that my job is seasonal. I am working there as long as Upper Canada Village's main season is opening. So that's when we have our costumed interpreters in historical garb interpreting and talking about the historical aspects of the village. So when the season's over, as I am the newest staff in costuming, my season's also over, which means that starting in September, I started becoming a, I guess, full-time creator, stay-at-home spouse. So I've been working a lot on YouTube. I've been working a lot on my cosplays, but because this month was also when I started doing essentially YouTube full-time, I went to Doki Doki Belleville because I'd always wanted to actually go there and cover their store, but also because of course the owners were second place for the World Cosplay Summit Canadian Prelims this year. So it was just too good an opportunity. I wanted to go meet them, I wanted to go talk to them, and we had such a great time, and it's one of the best videos I've ever produced, I think, besides like my World Cosplay Summit video. Like the videos in that little time period were some of my favorites I've ever made. Now into October, things start to slow down again because September was quite busy. Again, focusing a lot on content creation and cosplay creation. I started working on my Sakizo Candy Tea cosplay, and in this month I managed to make and finish the hat, which sounds like a lot of time for a hat. Straw hats take an awfully long time. Check out my video if you want to find out more about that. A very long and tedious process, but I enjoyed it all nonetheless. This month I also did a photo shoot with my Monica cosplay, finally! Another Monica photo shoot with my updated version of her with Jason Setnick over at the Lost Villages Museum of sorts near Cornwall, Ontario. A beautiful, beautiful location. The colors were just perfect. A little bit of green, a little bit of that orangey red, and it complemented my Monica cosplay super well. So I'm really happy we got to do that photo shoot. I really love the photos from it, and again, the photo shoots I did this year were very, very, very lovely. Into November, I was mostly continuing to work on content and also work on my Sakizo cosplay. I made all the undergarments, which there is a whole video about as well, and I also started working on the bodice. I made the patterns for the bodice at the very end of this month. Also in November was the wedding of two of my dear cosplay friends, two people that were some of the first people I really met through the cosplay community well over 10 years ago now, and they got married, and I was one of the bridesmaids at that wedding as well. So I was a bridesmaid twice this year, and now finally we're in December. Very end of November, I started working on the patterns for my shirtwaist or blouse for my Sakizo cosplay. It is now complete at the time of me filming this video. I don't know when the video about the shirtwaist will come out, but the actual garment is now finished. And I even joked a few days ago where I was like, oh my god, it took me the whole month to create that. No, it took me 12 days to actually make it. I was very surprised with myself. I was just enjoying it so much that I made it quite quickly. The rest of this month has been a lot of preparation for the holidays. No cons, no nothing. I didn't attend the holiday cons. I guess that basically wraps up my entire year. All in all, 2023 was an absolutely amazing year. Obviously, I had one of the best cosplay experiences of my life and was preparing for it for most of the year. This year, I also met so many people, and not just because of the World Cosplay Summit. Of course, that was a big reason, but I also met so many people in our local cosplay communities and now have some really special new friendships because of them. This year, I went to 5 events: DeshiCon, Cape, FanaticCon, the World Cosplay Summit, because I am going to count the World Cosplay Summit as a con just because of the situation, and Ottawa Comic Con. I judged 2 masquerades. I competed in 1 major cosplay competition. I achieved my biggest cosplay dream. I got 1 dream job. And I made 2 completely new costumes and updated another one so heavily that I consider it basically making a brand new one. So 3 costumes. All of my costumes this year were pink. And I made so many friends this year that I can't even count. I also wanted to share another statistic at the very end of this video as well, because something happened also when I started doing cosplay YouTube full time. This started in November. I had a short go viral. Or semi-viral. It reached 3 million views. One short of me as Snow White getting ready in the dress. And because of that short, I am nearly at 20,000 subscribers. As much as a lot of those subscribers do not equal views on my main long form content, I am still insanely grateful for all the new subscribers. So thank you guys all so much. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. See you later.